January always looks quiet in the garden, but it's actually one of the most important months of the year. Nothing is growing yet, but some of the most important decisions are being made right now. So today I want to show you what I'm doing in January. It's not a lot, but it's important. It's just quiet foundational things that's going to make spring more peaceful and less frantic. If you're like me, house space is at a premium, and I don't have room for thousands of seedlings that I want to plant, but I do have room outside. So this year in January, I'm going to be sowing a lot of my annuals, hardy annuals, and perennials in Ziploc bags and leaving them outside. This is one of my favorite garden tasks because in January, when I'm excited about gardening and not overwhelmed with everything else in the garden, I still get to get my hands dirty and still feel like I'm progressing towards something, even though I can't actually be in the garden planting seeds yet. I just recently learned about this method, and I've got to tell you, I am so excited about it because it is the most low maintenance seedling method that I've ever seen. And it's highly productive. There is such a high success rate when you sow your seeds in Ziploc bags. Who knew? So let me show you how it works. So the idea of the plastic bags is you fill the bottom fourth or third with dirt, right? About as much as you'd put in like a seedling tray. And then you plant the seeds, push them down, pat them down really good, and then water it really well. You stick a little clothespin in the corner there so that it stays open and there's airflow. Make sure that there's holes cut underneath the bag so there's drainage. And I'm still waiting on my sticks that are long enough to go between my cinder blocks to hold these up so they stay upright. But I'm just using little tiny skewers that I have right now. They should be here in a day or two, but anyway, everything that is a perennial or a hardy annual or even some annuals do really well with winter sowing. And so I just watered them that one time, keeping it open. And now this is probably only like a third of the plants that I've got out here, but it's super low maintenance. So easy because I don't have to touch these again. They can get snowed on, they can get rained on. And then in the spring, once it starts getting warm, I'm just going to open those up. Anyways, I'll do another video on these very soon where we're going to go into a lot of detail. But I'm just so excited about this. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button below, please, because spring is on its way, and as things speed up and start to get busier and busier, I'm going to have all sorts of footage and videos for you and tips and tricks on how to make everything super successful, super abundant, and super easy. This homestead is all about abundance without the overwhelm. Now, if I'm going to be planting sweet potatoes, which I am not going to be doing this year, this is the time when I would take my sweet potato that I get even maybe just from the grocery store and stick some toothpicks in it, sit it in a cup of water so that it's only half covered, and let it sit in a warm, sunny windowsill. And then by the time it's time to plant outside, I will have dozens of baby sweet potato plants that I can pick off of this and then plant in the ground, and they will grow many, many sweet potatoes for me. But this method takes time, and so it has to be done in January. Otherwise, you probably won't have enough time to get those slips started. So make sure you get that sweet potato in the window. And if you're like me, you've tried growing onions 1,000 different ways, and they never do that well. The secret is you have to plant them from seed. You got to water them well. You got to make sure they're highly fertilized. You got to make sure that they are the right type of onion for your area. But the main thing is you have to plant them from seed. And if you don't start them in January, it's going to be too late. Get these started now. Otherwise, you're not going to have very successful onions this summer. Now, I said this last month, and I would say it was probably more important to do it last month because they're probably already selling out right now. but order your fruit trees and your shrubs. Anything that you want to go in your food forest or perennial fruiting plants, order them now. They won't come yet, but they will be shipped once it gets to be spring and it's the right planting season for you. But if you wait until it's planting season, they're all going to be sold out if you want specific varieties. If you don't care, then I'm sure there will be some left. But if you want to get the really good stuff, the things that go together, the things that are disease resistant, drought resistant, if you want the really good ones, you got to order them now before they sell out. And they're probably already sold out on a few things already. Check out the links below. Food Forest Nursery is a fantastic nursery to order your stuff from. If it doesn't do well the first year, they will refund it completely or replace it completely. No questions asked. You have a full year of planting this plant and making sure that it works well. So Food Forest Nursery is one of the best places to order from. I also like Stark Brothers. I also like One Green World and Burnt Ridge Nursery. But Stark Brothers and Food Forest Nursery are the only ones that I know that come with that guarantee. I have a link below for you. I'm affiliated with them. I'm only affiliated because I love them. And so if you could, use that link and that will help support our homestead. January is always when I commit to the long growing plants. Everything else can wait, but I got to make sure that I got the slow growing and long-term plants set before I worry about anything else. Now seeds, you also have to order your seeds now, and you probably have dozens of catalogs coming in the mail and there's a rush all of a sudden. You know that you only needed a certain amount, but you start looking and you decide, oh, but this one looks good and this one looks good, and you want to get everything. Don't panic buy. So, slow down a little bit. Make sure that you check the seeds that you already have. I just went through my seeds yesterday and found out that I have 3 different sets of the same flower, and I already ordered another one too. So don't make my mistake. Check what you have first and then order based on what you need after. And also remember, only order what you're going to really use. Sometimes I get excited about new and exciting things that they have in the catalogs, just because they look cool or they look pretty. But then I realize we don't even eat these. I found maybe 15 packs of radish seeds in my seed stash, and we don't even eat radishes. And then you also need to ask yourself, what do you realistically have time for? This year, all I'm going to be planting are onions, carrots, potatoes, and peppers. That's all. I might have a couple of tomatoes. I might have a couple of peas that I put in the raised beds right outside my door, but I don't have time for a huge annual garden. I only have time for the basics. And so I'm going to get the most essential things that we use in our house, and I'm going to plant those and then spend the rest of my time taking care of the things that I want to take care of this year, like my food forest, and putting in a new pond and putting in a gazebo where I'm sitting right now. Another thing that you need to do is plan out when you're going to start planting your seeds. So if you're going to be starting tomatoes in your house, put that on the calendar when you need to start them. When do you need to start the pepper plants? When do you need to get the potatoes in the ground? Put those on the calendar. That way you're not met with May and all of a sudden you realize, oh, I should have started my seeds already, and it's a mad rush. Or maybe you don't even get to use the seeds that you ordered and you have to go to the nursery and buy new plants. So get it on the calendar so there's no stress, there's no rush, and you know exactly when things need to start. January is planning season, not planting season, and that is a gift. So I'm out at my food forest right now and I'm looking around planning what I need to do. Now, some of these things that I need to do are structural, and so it's good to do it now when all the plants are dormant and I can actually get to the areas of my garden that maybe may be harder to get to later because everything is so bushy and fruitful. So things like, I need to have a trellis that goes right here, the 2 ends here, and then over here. It's going to come up and go over my bench. And I probably need a new bench too. It's kind of falling apart. Down here, I'm going to put a little tiny nature pond. And this is where most of the drainage in my garden goes. And it's just kind of wasted space right now. It's had a lot of weeds. It's hard to get to. I need to take this tree out. And so maybe cleaning up this area and getting it set for the pond, this is the time to do it. And when I think about planting things, remember, plan the slowest growing things first. Make sure you prioritize those. And then while those are already in the ground later on, you can do all the quick growing things a lot easier while you're waiting for the slow things to grow. I get asked a lot about if I prune in January. And if you take a look at these trees, they are looking very dormant, but they are not fully dormant yet. So I wait. End of January, beginning of February, that's when I really start doing my pruning, and I will probably wait till mid-February for this. I think of it as kind of like my Valentine's date in the food forest. Remember, January is planning, February starts the action. I love January in the garden. It's your excuse to just plan and dream and not stress about getting a whole bunch of stuff done. There's not a lot that you can do, but you can plan. And I love the planning part. So use this time to relax, to enjoy the dreams that you have of this coming season. And of course, doing the seedlings outside in the Ziploc bags, I am so excited about that. So if you do nothing else this January, mark on your calendar when you need to start your seedlings, and then also winter sow some things. I just happen to have some seed balls that I made the other day. These have echinacea and wildflowers and milkweed in them. And I'm going to take them and just toss them. And I planted some seeds. So enjoy this time. Enjoy your seed ordering. Enjoy your tree ordering. And I hope that you get to plant some seeds. I hope that you start your onions. Don't stress out about pruning yet. Just enjoy this moment of taking a deep breath between your big, busy seasons. Make sure you check out below. I've got my affiliate links for seeds. My favorite seed place is Botanical Interests. It has all the information that you could possibly need about any of the seeds that you're going to be planting. I love that. A lot of the seed companies that I order from, like Baker Creek Seeds or Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, I love them because they have great varieties and they have great products. But the seed packets don't often tell you much about what you ordered. And so you look in the catalog and you see what you want to order, and you see why you want to order it. But then once they come and you're organizing everything, you can't remember. But with Botanical Interests, they have so much seed information on each packet. They show you pictures of what the seedlings look like when they first emerge. They have even the history of the seeds. They have height and spread and how they seed themselves and all sorts of things that you need to know about the plants that you're going to be planting from these seeds. And so I just love that because you have it right at your fingertips. Now, use my link below. It doesn't cost anything extra for you, but it does support the homestead. And definitely don't forget to get all those tools that are laying out in the garden that you might have forgotten as you were doing your chores this summer. I've definitely forgotten my fair share. And last but not least, now is the time that you're going to want to take all your hardwood cuttings of your perennials, things like what I'm cutting here, Nanking cherry. I'm taking some back pieces from my hydrangea bush, blueberries, mulberry, any cuttings from trees. If you want to start grafting, this is the time to do it. Definitely going to do a video more on how to make sure that you successfully root all your cuttings as well. But right now I'm just going to wrap up the bases with some wet paper towels, put them in some plastic bags, and call it good. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.